Alright guys, now we're going to go through the synthetic division. Our first step is to make this divisor. What can I put in for x to make it equal to 0? And that would be 2. And then I'm going to put down my coefficients, which are, with their signs, 4, -3, 7, and -9. Draw my lines. So I keep this in the box. Draw a line down here. Drop the first term. So that first term is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. -3 and 8 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 and 7 is 17. And 17 times 2 is 34. 34 and -9 is a 25. And then we have to write our answer in the correct form, which is 4x squared plus 5x plus 17 plus 25 divided by x minus 2. And that right there is our answer. You do have to put it in this final form as well. We're going remainder constant x squared. With this one you have an extra term, but the divisor to make it equal to 0 is -3. And then 1, -3, 4, -5, and 8. Put our lines in. Down. Down. Okay. 1, dropping that first term. -3, we end up with -6. And then -6 times -3 is 18. 18 and 4 is 22. 22 times -3 is -66. -66 and -5 is -71. -71 times -3 is 213. And 213 and 8 is 221. And keep this in mind. If I were to plug -3 in for x, I would get 221. Up here, if I were to plug 2 in for x, I would get 25. It's a great way of checking your work. Remainder, constant, x squared, x cubed. So this is x cubed minus 6x squared. And this is how we got to write our answer. Plus 22x minus 71 plus 221 divided by x plus 3. We always put the remainder over the divisor. Do not just leave it as a remainder, because then you'd have to combine your -71 and 221, and we don't want to do that. Here, when you don't go in order, you don't have it's got to go x to the 4th, x cubed, x squared, x constant. If you're missing one, you have to put a 0 in. So it's still 1, because that's what makes my divisor 0, but it's 2 is x to the 4th, then 0. There's no x cubed, so I put an x cubed in as a 0x cubed. Then -5, then 8, then -15. If you're missing a term, you have to put that 0 placeholder in, or you will be incorrect. So I drop that first term, and everything else is the same. 2 times 1 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. -5 plus 2 is 3. Excuse me, is -3. Be very careful with your signs. That -3 matters. -3 times -1 is -3. 8 and -3 is 5. And 5 times 1 is 5. 5 and -15 is a -10. And then I write that answer down. Remainder constant x squared, x cubed. 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 minus 10 divided by x minus 1. And then finally, the last one here. 3 is in our box because 3 makes that equal to 0, the divisor. 2, -8, 5, 7, -18. Draw my lines in. Put this number in the little box. Draw my line down here. We're dropping the first term. Remember, we don't multiply the first term, we drop it. And then 3 times 2 is 6. We get a -2. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. 5 and negative 6 is negative 1. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. 7 and negative 3 is 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. And negative 18 and 12 is negative 6. And then my answer is going to be 2x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 4 minus 6 divided by x minus 3. Here's my answer. For these two problems, we really need to know the a cubed plus b cubed formula and the a cubed minus b cubed formula, which will be given to you on the test. So, as a quick refresher, we have a cubed plus b cubed, and that equals a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So this is what I'm working off of with this problem. And I should recognize right away my a, which is the cube root of 27x cubed, is 3x. And my b, which is the cube root of 125, is 5. And now I'm just plugging in a plus b, 3x plus 5. A squared, you have to square the whole thing. You have to square the 3 and the x. So it's 9x squared minus 3x times 5, 15x, plus 5 squared, which is 25. And this right here is my answer. Here, we have to use the a cubed minus b cubed equals a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. In this case, my a equals 6x and b equals 1. And therefore, it's 6x minus 1. 6x squared is 36x squared. 1 times 6x is minus 6x. I'm sorry. 1 times 6x is 6x, so plus 6x following the formula. And then 1 squared is 1. And here's your answer. In the last two problems, we got a factor by grouping. Let me extend the page here a little bit. All right, and I do these by right away. I'm going to copy this problem over again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put parentheses around the first two terms. And I'm going to keep this sign here. I'm going to put a plus sign here and keep that middle sign with the third term. Now I'm taking GCFs out. 2x squared out of this one, and I'm left with x minus 3. I'm taking a 5 out of this one, and I'm left with x minus 3. To do this, I have to be left with the same thing in each parenthesis. In this case, I am, so it's 2x squared plus 5 and x minus 3, and that's going to be my answer. And you can flip it back and you get your original problem back. Same deal here. I'm going to copy this, but I'm going to put a parenthesis here, a parenthesis here, plus sign, parenthesis here, and obviously we have to kind of factoring this back here. So this is what it should look like. And now I'm taking a GCF out. So let me fix my screen here. There we go. Okay, so we can take a 5x out of the first one. So we take 5x out. I'm sorry, 3x out, excuse me. And we're left with 5x minus 9. And then the next one, we're going to take a negative 2y out. And we're left with 5x minus 9. Notice when I take a negative out, the signs change. Okay? Which allows the same thing to be in each parenthesis. And I'm left with 3x minus 2y times 5x minus 9. And that is how you're going to factor it by grouping. So